Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are in the building right now. I'm in the Atlanta location live from Jam Studios. I'm blessed and highly favored. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I have one of my guests. She is somebody that I met through the vine of being in Dayton, Ohio. I highly respect her. We have a similar history of just putting in work to get where we at. I have Taylor Watts here. Taylor,
Hey
thank you.
guys.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling great. Like you said, blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored. It's a blessing to have you here. Like I was just telling you before, finally got the Atlanta location down to be, doing the podcast, and you was one of the first names. Really, before Atlanta, you just was a name that I wanted to interview because I respect your history of, just how far you've been coming. So I appreciate you. So how things been for you?
Woo, it's been a rocky road. Moving to Atlanta, it's been a road, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. That's one thing I say, like the grind, like you gotta appreciate it, cause at the end of the day, like it's gonna be a real story that you get to tell once you get to where you're going, and it's gonna be a good one for sure.
Now, did it take you a minute to appreciate the grind, or did you just already know from the beginning?
That's
I know that's it's for the people to hear. It's for the people to hear.
It take you a long time because you be thinking like, damn, like, am I not supposed to be doing this? Like, this keep happening. My car break down. I'm here in Atlanta by myself. Like, my significant other, I come home from a video, everything gone out my house. Like, damn, like, should I move back to Dayton? Like, it was just so many obstacles came at me. And I will say, like, I held it down. Like, I just looked at everything and I was like, you know what? This is the grind. Like, this is the dream. Like, this is the building blocks to get to where I'm going, and I got to learn to appreciate it instead of just, always calling my mama.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Like, I just had to grind, had to dream, I had to stick with it, and so it got me where I'm at.
Yeah, because when you started working, when I moved down here, I think that's when you had kind of moved down here. You was a little bit before me.
Yeah, it was around.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know the studio that we at now, because my homie did some crazy shit to me and put me out when I moved. And I was living here at the studio for like 5 or 6 weeks. I just didn't let nobody know. Yeah, it's a shower in here, bathroom. It was mad comfortable. So my homie, shouts out to Sean, he was just like, man, instead of going back home when she was actual peoples to live in the studio, instead of just going back to Dayton, and that's when the pride got to be gone. Like, fuck it, like I might as well but I just didn't let nobody know what the fuck I was doing. It's just like I was here all day. So the video that we had shot, I was here.
Damn.
But I just couldn't let nobody. I mean, it was an editing room, so I wouldn't say homeless, but it was just like an uncomfortable thing of like, god damn, I gotta figure it out.
It was a transition.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But luckily though, I did a similar thing when I went to LA and Orlando when I went to school. But this was just the first time, like, like it's literally all on you. Like you said, you can't call home all the time, and you know what I mean. So but this is about you though. So
no, you said you went to school. What did you like for what?
Nah, so I went to Orlando. I went to Full Sail. I went to college. Yeah, I got an entertainment bachelor's degree.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that.
Hold on. I gotta salute you. Like that. I gotta salute you.
Yeah, that was the first time I left the nest. That was the first time I was 21. I got a blessing to go to college, and that was my first thing to like get the fuck out of Dayton. I had a scholarship at St. Clair for like 2 years, and I dropped out like the first week. Cause it just I wasn't feeling it, you know what I mean. So I had the blessing to go there, but I mean I'm a videographer. Some of that degree still apply to what I do, but the videography and photography just really bloomed. So I'm
from it,
well going into business and just knowing the behind the scenes. Like I learned that shit and or like SWOT analysis and contracts degree, like whatever. So I'm an educated black guy, you know what I mean. But let's talk about your past real quick, just for everybody who don't know your upbringing, like where you from and how was it?
Okay, yep. So I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Yes, I'm a Gym City girl. Don't play with us.
In there.
Not one of them, okay? We tens, okay? One thing about it, I seen a dude say, you a 10 in Trotwood, but you ain't no 10 all the way around the world. Baby.
Beat it.
Everywhere, okay? I'm a 10. Wherever I go.
That's a fact.
I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I grew up in the city, like on the west side, Reesinger. But my family was like, look, y'all, we got money, whatever the case may be, we gonna have y'all go to the white schools. So, I went to Northmont my whole life, but, just going to school out there, I had to drive 30, 45 minutes every morning.
Yeah.
We living on Hillcrest, right there off Main Street.
That's a minute. That's a minute to Northmont.
Northmont every morning because my mama was like, I just refuse. Like, you're not going to be going to these Dayton public schools. You're not going to be, just in the hood, just doing too much. But, overall, I still kind of stepped back and was, kicking it with different dudes and doing whatever I was doing. But for the most part, I was out in the suburbs, covered or whatever. But it definitely helped me to, as I got older, I know the corporate world and I know the streets too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so definitely a different type of curriculum that what
yeah.
they was teaching compared to, what the city would have been.
I think it really is helping me like in my life right now, even as I'm transitioning from modeling to acting, like everything just come full circle. It's crazy how life is, but yeah. That's my upbringing.
A lot of that shit be like that though. Just you learn shit for the moment thinking it's like, man, what am I doing this for? And then that shit just spark like, oh, okay. I know a little bit about this.
I know a little bit about this. Yeah. I can talk about it.
So, all right, because my platform is about, the dreams and aspirations. So before the modeling, the acting and the producing, we'll get into that too. What would you say you wanted to be as you was growing up back when you was young?
That's a hard one because I started to think about modeling probably like when I was in high school, but growing up, my whole family is a basketball family. Like if you in Dayton, Ohio, the Watts family, everybody in my family played basketball. So we was a whole sports family. We was just, I never really thought too much about modeling or acting or nothing. None of this stuff that I'm doing, which is crazy. But as I got older, I took my senior pictures and I was like, oh shit, like I might
this
be
is
cute
nice.
or something. You know what I'm saying? I might got a little something going on with me. I had my dog out there. I was cute in my senior pictures, so I was doing it. So when I went off to college, something just clicked in my head. Like, you didn't quit the basketball team. Like, you ain't getting no basketball scholarship.
Oh, so you was hooping in
in
sports.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. But at Northmont, I will say this, like, being a black athlete and your parents are not, like, on a PTO board or, you know what I'm saying, a big donor to the school or
contributing,
whatever, they are going to let those kids go, move up or whatever. So I'm on JV, I'm a sophomore, and outside of basketball and school basketball, I was playing AAU.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that.
Nah.
I was playing AAU basketball, so I really was a basketball.
I about to say, it sounded like if you was doing AAU on the off season, you was a beast then.
I was really I was really on basketball. I don't know why, but that's what I was into. So I'm doing AAU. I'm playing a grade up in AAU. So I think I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I get back to school ball, I'm already supposed to be on varsity because I'm playing with 17, 16-year-olds, in AAU. So we get back to school and I'm going to a predominantly white school. So they was not pulling me up how I wanted to. I'm getting about 15. I'm averaging 15 points a game on JV, and I'm like, but I see other people getting moved up, but not me. So
all the reason to go up, all the reason to go varsity, but they still.
It just was, and I caught an attitude instead of just working hard and doing what I had to do and putting the work in. And I was like, forget this. So after I made that big decision, it's like, so what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
And so after I took my little picture, it took me a little while. And so I just was like, I'm cute. Let me model. So when I went to college, my first year at Alabama A&M, I just started modeling.
Let's talk about okay, did you just jump into modeling thinking it was like, okay, just nice photos, or how did you go into what was you doing that made you grind on the modeling side? Like, what's that?
When I was living in Dayton, I was like, ain't none of this going on, so how can I get some pictures taken? Like, it's not really a lot of photographers. Like, that's why me and you connect on the level, because it was like you damn near you and like one other dude was like the really only people filming videos and doing
back at that time. I started in 2011. Yeah, and it was with the cameras we got, really wasn't nobody doing it like that.
Nobody.
Though.
Literally, you was shooting everything. It was coming out of Dayton at that time, you was shooting that shit.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, I wasn't even living in Dayton.
What?
Like, I was in college. I graduated 2012, but I was going back and forth so much.
That's crazy.
Cause it was an open market. Like, you left because it wasn't. Not because of that, but it was just like, damn, ain't nobody shooting videos like this the way I seen it. So that's crazy.
We got a lot of rappers there. Like, believe it or not,
it's
a lot of folks is rapping.
at least 5,000.
Okay,
5,000
so,
rappers.
Yeah, that was definitely a market, but I was like, man, you know, I just ain't nothing going on here. So I'm like, when I got to where I was going, I was like, first off, let me make it out of Dayton. So I got my little scholarship to Alabama A&M, and when I got there, I started like as soon as I got there, instantly. Like, I don't know if it was like a culture shock to them, because most of the girls down there are dark skinned. So when I got down there, I was considered like this cute light skinned girl from up north. I'm brown skinned, but you know, I'm like this.
I go caramel
girl,
on them.
Caramel,
Yeah.
caramel, you know, so they like, oh, that girl from up north thinks she all that. Everybody wanted to fight me all that, but the videographers, the photographers, I'm talking about walking up to me all day long, like, hey, let's do a shoot. Let's just shoot.
Yeah.
So that was the thing coming into college. Everybody was hungry and determined, and I'm like, damn. And then I was the girl on campus that could dress. So everybody was like, but they didn't know I'm struggling. I'm calling home like, mama, can I have some money for some food?
Facts,
but I'm going shopping every weekend and just, you know, making niggas take me out to eat for that's how I was eating for real. I had going on dates and talking to dudes and stuff. College was so much fun, but it just helped me learn who I was. And so when I got there, dudes was like, hey, like, let's shoot. But I'm just like, okay, cool, let's do it. Like, all I gotta do is be cute, but I gotta do my own hair. I gotta do my own makeup. I gotta find a location.
Yeah.
I gotta, you know what I'm saying, make sure everything correlates. So I honestly, before I got into it, I never knew how serious it was and how much go into modeling for real.
Yeah, like actually just more, like you said, more than just like taking the cute picture with the pups and going in like that. That's crazy. So going down there, I mean, not to sound like that, I like all colors, but it was just so predominantly black.
A lot of colorism, like within my own culture, and it was crazy because I had came from an all-white school my whole life, and I told my mom, I'm going to a HBCU. Like, I'm going to a HBCU. Nothing you can do can stop me. You know what I'm saying?
But she didn't want you to go?
No, she didn't. She didn't. And so, you know, I went down there because it's far away from home, too. It's 8 hours away from Ohio.
Yeah.
She was pissed because, you know, when the girls was trying to fight me and stuff, she was like, we not even there. Like, they trying to fight you. And I got jumped. I literally got jumped in college and my first year.
I mean, off of what? Just back and forth sassy shit and just leading.
I was it. Like, it's crazy. And it's crazy.
I love it,
like,
though. Now I love it.
It's crazy how, like, I look at it now. I was just it. And so everybody wanted to hang out with me because I knew all the party promoters. I was hosting parties. And so if you came to the club with me, you knew you was going to walk to the front of the line. We was going to go to a VIP section. You know what I'm saying?
The regular routine.
Everybody wanted to hang with me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've been doing this since I was young. So everybody wanted to hang out with me. And so one of the girls was just, you know, having sex with a bunch of dudes. So the dudes reported back to me like, yeah, you know, I had your friend last night. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So after another night, another nigga came back and said, I had your friend last night. I'm like, oh, yeah, she ain't my friend.
Right.
Walking up to me, you know, talking about it casually. Like, you know, you're not going there with me. So I just told her, like, look, you can't come around us no more. So the girl was mad. She was real mad. She got into it with my friend.
So you had to boot the bitch out, and then it just...
She didn't like that. She did not like that. I guess she just wanted to be cool with us so bad. And so, man, the girl came, and I was just minding my own business. She hit me. So I, you know, then beat her up or whatever. This was a one-on-one fight. Me and her, one-on-one, beat her up. I seen her the next day. So I'm feeling cocky. I didn't beat somebody up. She got a black eye. She wearing sunglasses. So I'm talking shit in the caf where, you know, where everybody together. I'm talking shit like, yeah, with that black eye. So she like, okay. She got my ass. I'm telling you, she waited till I walked out by myself. She locked the doors behind me, had like 5 people with their camera phones out. And they jumped me. I was like, but
so they had the whole setup ready.
Yeah, they had the setup ready. But you know, we from Dayton, so I cover my face. I'm like, just know whoever the last person get up off me, I'm beating their ass.
Period.
Then the last girl, she was fat, she was big, she couldn't run like everybody else. So
caught up with her.
I'm talking about, I'm stealing.
She got the leftovers from what she had.
I was so mad. The people was out there stealing my my purse, everything. Like as I'm getting beat up, nobody's stopping it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, damn. That's when I knew like.
You talking about you talking about being targeted? That's some shit.
The hate is real in life, and then it be like, I got a good memory, so I'm looking at people that was out there watching me get jumped, and these people be in my DMs to this day. Like I'm so proud of you. I be looking at it like, fuck y'all.
Beat it,
like,
y'all. Nah, I remember. Man, somebody had tried to they was trying to rob me for for my equipment, but they was mad because I wouldn't shoot a video for I wasn't booking them.
Yeah.
And then my mans, they hit me one time like, hey, I'm over here, you know, because everybody, he was a childhood best friend. You grow up, everybody get cool with different groups of people, but we still cool. He like, bro, these niggas is on some shit trying to, you know, they're gonna try to inbox you trying to set up some shit or whatever. This is dude's name. He gonna be the one to ask. I swear to God, like maybe 6-7 hours later, the same nigga hit me like, hey, we trying to book, and it's just like, fuck you. Like the hate just be so crazy when motherfucker just can't sustain the fact, like, I mean, we ain't asked for it. They, you know, they flocking towards you, whatever the case is. It come with the territory.
Yeah, it does.
So,
It really does.
but that was a nice story, by the way.
Yeah.
Nah.
I never really told that story. A lot of people just like didn't know. They like, why'd you just only do 1 year at Alabama A&M? And I'm like, yeah, I had to get up out of there. Like it was too much hate going on. So came back to Ohio, finished my my school at Cleveland State. I went to school for like 2 years straight, like nonstop. I never took a summer off because I wanted to get out of there. So
Just
bad.
catch up,
And
yeah.
I wanted to get to Atlanta. I wanted to go
So,
seriously so bad.
So when did Atlanta become like the end, like not even say end all be all, but the goal, like, all right.
So it's really crazy. Like this is a crazy story. Okay, so my undergrad is in communications, and I got a minor in business. So you take all your major classes, and then your minor you take them at the end. So I started going to business school towards the end of my education, and I'm like, hold on, like business school is it? So one of my classes, she was telling me like, think of a product that you would want to sell and, you know, make up a business plan for it. So she was like, do the research, everything. Like, where's the best target market, all that. So I went home and I thought, like, what product could I do? And then I was like, myself. Shit. Like,
yo, that's, yo, bet on yourself. Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's dope.
And I was like, I'm dope. Like, I know I'm beautiful. Like, I know I got the drive. Like,
Holy
I know
shit.
I can model. So I started doing my research. Like, you know, where are most models being booked, you know, for what I look like and what do I got to do and all that. I'm, like, literally feeding myself so much stuff. I took it in there. Guess what the lady said? What? She gave me an F.
What?
The lady gave me an F. She gave me an F.
With all the research, all the everything.
You're not a product. And I tell my mom this all the time. I wish I could find that teacher, and I wish I could tell her, like, look, I literally followed this business plan, and look where I'm at today. Like,
so the business plan,
my bills.
So the business plan that you made for that, you still followed it.
Yep.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yep. I graduated because that was my last couple of classes. So I graduated literally 2 months after that. And I came to Dayton. I volunteered at a all girls purpose program in Dayton, and I was teaching. I was a substitute teaching. I don't know if I was in a transition or what, but I was in a transition, moved to Atlanta, and I came. Oh, my dad passed away. My stepdad passed away. He passed away the same week of my graduation from college. And so I went back home to kind of just be with my mom and kind of, get everything together. So in that time frame, I was like, well, let me at least do some stuff that I really want to do. So I started teaching. And when I did that, it really touched me for real. And then by the time
But why did it touch you though?
Because education is it's a passion of mine. Like, I'm a super advocate for education. Like, I just got my master's degree in business administration. I got my MBA. So,
congrats.
Even still now that I'm doing well in my life, I still just feel like education is it got me where I'm at. Like, no matter what, I can't deny it. It got me out the hood because I think about it, like, I was still being dating, chilling, like, you know what I'm saying, talking to drug dealers, taking their money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would be doing, just like a couple of my other friends. No shame to them or whatever, but it's just like I knew it was a different route for me. So
yeah, I felt like that too, because like when I went to college, I graduated, but I waited 4 years to even think about going to college.
Damn.
So I was just in the city, like doing the trendset thing. I was engineering, doing the mixtapes, and then
that was big though.
Yeah, it was.
You
So
can't just say that like
nah. I mean, nah. It was huge though, but then at the same time, like, how you said it, like I just felt like it was more out there because I would have been. If I would have never left, I probably would have never picked up a camera. I probably would have been selling drugs because that's all I was around at the time. So I just seen it like this ain't even me.
Yep.
Like, true story. Like, I made a play for one of my friends. Like, it was literally a pull up. Hey, just get this to them, get the money. And my fucking hands are sweating. I'm like, this ain't for me. Like, I done gave cuz a joint. I done forgot to grab the money from him. He like, hey, I'm like, oh, bro, I can't do this drug shit. Like, that shit was embarrassing. Now, it ain't, I'm like, nah, fuck this. So then, you know, I jumped off the porch. But I feel like if I would have stayed in the city, which, you know, it's a city that made me and raised me, I'm going to always love it. But it's like, nah, the opportunities of leaving was it. And to be honest, I didn't even want to come to Atlanta. I moved to LA first after Orlando. So, you know, I was just bouncing. So, you come to Atlanta. You finally get everything situated. You come down here. We're going to bypass this. yeah, we're going to bypass it. So, okay. Modeling. So, you pick up modeling down here even more.
Yep.
And then how does that start to generate? Like, how does that?
When I came down here, I really didn't know nobody. I didn't know nothing. So, you know, I'm getting on the internet. I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, how can I get booked? Like, who casting? Like, what can I do? I learned quickly, like, you know, like follow all the casting agencies on Instagram, you know, Facebook, you know, get in good with the directors, because a lot of modeling down here, it's not really editorial modeling, it's music videos. So when I was doing my research, I kind of didn't, you know, that part I didn't really search good enough. The type of modeling that I was doing is more editorial, so I should be more New York or LA. But I came to, you know, Atlanta first. I learned the ropes down here, and I'm glad I did, because I didn't start off in them super, super big places and, you know, get real ripped off. You know, I done had certain things happen here, but I learned from everything, and that's why I'm doing my model class now, because all the stuff that I learned, you know, I had to go through it. Like, you know, I had to touch the hot stove when I came down here.
Which is the best form of learning, though.
It is. It
like,
really
it's
is.
fucked up, but it really is, though.
It's so fucked up, but it's really the best form of learning, especially for me, because I always feel like, well, I gotta see if that's really true. You know, I gotta go through it to see if it's really true. So
yeah, I
really went through a lot, you know, coming down here, but it was worth it. It was worth it. So now I'm passing the jewels on to the younger kids and that's, trying to teach them.
That's what built the integrity, though. And you just sound like you still just got like a great passion for it through all of the through the shit.
Through all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You gotta still think about your goal and your dream. Like you really, cause one thing I always would think about, like even though some bullshit would happen, I'd be like, but I could have been that girl in the ditch, you know, that was found, them prostitutes that was found on Main Street last week. You know what I'm saying? I could have been the girl riding with her boyfriend and she got shot instead of her boyfriend because he in street beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so which is common.
Every time I would just have them downfalls and them times where I was just pissed about the modeling stuff down here, I'm just thinking about it like, this ain't shit compared to what you could be going through at home. Like, keep your motherfucking head up, keep moving. Yeah. I don't care if you don't get no rest, no sleep. Like, keep moving. Like,
and I commend that in you too. Like, a lot of women, period, was just like that. That's the admiration I have for people who just don't take the easy route. Like, because like I said, I didn't have plenty of times where I didn't have reasons to just say fucking. I gotta. Shouts out to Capo. He gonna be 8 this month. Like it's been plenty of times for me to be like go back, but it's like really thinking ahead of what's going on right now is just like, bro, you gotta stay strong for that shit.
Oh, he about to be 8?
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's my little man's. He getting up there.
He is.
But it's more the reason where it's like, all right, the decision I made gotta make sense now.
Cause you gotta look into him, and this is a whole person depending on you.
Yeah. Like, and for the rest of his years of when he gonna figure out what he want to be. Yeah. So it's like that's another goal of like, all right, that's why I just kept going. Like, I'd rather just be here and then just, and I'm a great dad anyways.
Yeah,
like I be back and forth like it's fucking Cincinnati today, and I'm always on the highway. So, so all right, from modeling, I got my notes. We got to transition to acting, and when was it a year or two ago? You signed to the Actors Union.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
That was a big deal.
2018. Yeah, it was. It was a big deal because I still get residual checks from this show. That so I started off acting. So I was like, they needed models on set. So they like, oh, on Tales on BET or Gotti show. They like, we need models. So I get on set. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm a model. I don't know nothing about acting. Like, I hope they don't expect me to say nothing.
Right.
So, you know, we get in there, you know, I'm looking at all the actors. We in there, we having a good time. Like, set was a good time before COVID and everything. In Atlanta, set was a good time. Everybody could bring their assistants, their homegirls, their friends, all that.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody got their own trailers. You know, people got their own drinks flowing. We got food coming.
It's
like,
a vibe.
Snacks,
Yeah.
everything. It's just a vibe. So, and we all young black people just trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all in there vibing, whatever we doing, you know, the sets and everything. And so after that day, I'm like, so music videos, I might pull up, I might get paid, might not. You know, the artist might be in the mood to do the shit, might not. Or I could be over here on the acting set where I'm getting paid by a check, it come in the mail. I know it's guaranteed money. I get my taxes. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the future. You know, they really catering to me. So it was like, let me try to transition it over here, because right now this you know, the music videos and stuff, it was great. That's one thing I will say, no matter how people try to judge me and, oh, you half naked, you gotta touch people, da da da. I was making so much money off music videos at a point in time just to be independent. I'm calling them, oh yeah, how much you want to pull up? 500. How much you want to pull up? 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing all this money coming to me.
Yeah, straight pocket,
you know,
profit. Yeah,
profit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just because I showed up to those $100 sets. I showed up to those free sets. You know what I'm saying? And I made those relationships with those directors and those artists and all that stuff. And they just see me on my own grind on Instagram. And they like, shit, I want you to be in my next project. You know what I'm saying? So it's essential to keep on the grind. You never know who watching you. And at the end of the day, like, don't be so greedy at the beginning. Like, you know, work your way up. Do what you're supposed to do, but show people that you really in it for what you really in it for. So that's where the transition came. So after I did Tales, I'm like, let me keep doing this. So I did P-Valley. I was the bottle girl all season 1 for P-Valley. And then I was like, this is fun. You know, even though sometimes you be on set for 14 hours, that's where it killed me. So
that's what you were saying.
Make it all season. I kind of stopped halfway through, but you know, I was just really feeling acting. So they like, they looking for some strippers, you know, people to pretend like they're strippers on a show called Teenage Bounty Hunters. And I'm like, my mama gonna kill me if she see me on TV acting like I'm a stripper. So I was like, hopefully it's just a download. But you know, they paying us like $1,000, like $800, you know, just come on set, which is a lot, you know, for your 8 hours. And then you get overtime after your 8 hours. So I'm like, let me just do it. So I submitted everything. They called me like, hey, we want you to come on set. So I'm still nervous.
Clutch.
I'm still nervous. Like, I don't know if I should go, like, you know, whatever. So I just took a step out on faith. I'm like, I'm going to do it. Forget it. Like, you know, this is how I'm going to get in. Like, so I went. We, you know, in there, you know, we extras. That's what we considered that day. We consider extras. We not even considered cast or nothing. So we get there, and the SAG Afro rep is walking around, and she just looking at the stuff that we doing. We having to dance. We having to move around. We doing a lot. So she like,
as an extra though.
Come on, y'all. Like, you know, let me talk to y'all. Like, at lunch, I need y'all to sign some contracts. We didn't know what was going on. At lunch, we signed them contracts, and we definitely got a huge pay bump. I will say we got a very, very nice pay bump, and then we did the paperwork to get residuals off the show, and it was just real cool. It was like, this is something that you dream of, going onto a set, and you just walking in there as an extra, but you get bumped up.
On set.
It don't happen too often.
Yeah.
It don't. And so that was just a blessing to me. It just let me know, like, this is possible. Like, you know, just stick with it, you know, because young black actors are making a killing right now.
That's a fucking fact.
They're
I know.
making a killing right now.
Shouts out to my nigga JC, Jared Collins, because he one of them too. Jared Collins, he from Dayton too.
Okay.
And yeah, like, I think that's the craziest thing with knowing people from the city, but then at the same time, knowing them when we all was just like young, not knowing the fuck we was doing. I'm talking about, I known him since 2005. Damn. And now this nigga, I think his first big gig was BET did a Soul Train remake. And he was who was the fucking host on Soul Train? Don Cornelius, some shit. And we was just like, he had a whole fucking major season role on this shit, and it just was like, goddamn, like, just to see that shit Like I don't know, I just love it.
I'm
And
telling you.
he had the same grind. He came down here, was figuring it out. I think he was doing music. He was singing and producing before all of this, and now he just like bubbling. Like, but it all happened down here, and I hate to say I didn't even want to move here. Like I still don't like Atlanta. I like the opportunity and the work, but
yeah, I like the opportunity and the work, but Atlanta just being out and about, so that's why I live on the outskirts. I'm super far out, you know, got my little business, and I be chilling.
So, okay, so you said you was telling me earlier, y'all. So on the set of P Valley, y'all had started. You got your own podcast. Y'all be doing. So what's that about?
So now we filming P Valley season 2.
Right.
So fast forward to this year. And you know, I really don't do much like feature background work, but I was like, it's P Valley, you know, that I was on season 1. Like, let me just go back and do season 2 with them. So we got all new girls coming in. So we sitting down, we meeting each other, and they like, you know, it be taking us hours. Like you might literally wait 3 to 4 hours before you even go on set. You might be done, hair and makeup, they seeing you, costumes, you good, you just chilling. So we over there chilling, and so we bored. So we like, fuck it, let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill. One of my friends said that, and I'm looking at her like, yo, childish ass, like. So we get to pulling out, you know, different categories like rappers, actors, just different people. She pulling up the different pictures. So what you do? Fuck, marry, kill him. Man, that shit just got to be so funny.
Turning up.
You got different reasons for why you killing these people, why you fucking this person.
Personal reasons, though.
Because you acting like you know them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so intimate, like, but you don't even know these motherfuckers.
You do not know these people, so you telling all these reasons why you wouldn't. Oh, I don't like this about them. Or like, girl, you don't know them. But it just happened to be so much fun. So we just started doing it. And I was like, you know what? I got the whole podcast set up. Let's just, you know, put it to use. So, man, me and my girls, we really been working. We got like 2 or 3 episodes. We linked up with another guy podcast the other day, so we did a podcast
crossover
with them, like a crossover. It was dope. You know, they thought they was just gonna ask us all the questions. Like, no, baby, we gonna ask y'all some questions too.
Right.
You know
Keep it interesting.
I love like vibing with people. You know, because everybody got a story. Everybody out here grinding. I love it. So,
that's why I love this shit. Like I like. Just throughout, like, meeting a lot of people, I'm always interested in somebody's story, though. And a lot of people be interested in my story when they hear it. And I don't put no, like, glitter on it. It just be like, shit, that's how it was, but people really, like, draw towards it. And then...
Because you be so nonchalant with it. Like, man, that's real.
Nah, I mean, because, like how you said it earlier, like, how you was picking up, like, $100 gigs and everything like that. I just come from a humble background, like, just doing whatever I can, and then... Honestly, I looked up and didn't even see where I was at. So me trying to keep myself grounded like that is why I be nonchalant. And I'm a nonchalant person too. Yeah, but I can't. I've never been a person in the room that was like, you know, just
the loudest.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like trying to flaunt. Like you didn't even know I had a degree. Like it ain't nothing that I think that. I mean, a degree is different, but I never just be trying to boast like, look where I came from, and you know what I mean. Like I'm the type that, oh yeah, you know. Follow my Instagram and then just kind of like, then they'll see like, oh shit, like I'm not about to sit here and have a conversation of like, oh, I done been around Marseille and Will Packer, unless it's necessary.
I like the fact that in the industry, if you really working and you really working, you know who working. Like,
facts.
You don't even have to put that shit on Instagram. You don't have to nothing. It's just like when I see certain people, I'm like, it's a already salute to you because I didn't see your name on the credits. I didn't see you, you know, doing shit. So it's like. It's just a big salute when you see certain people just grinding. They ain't really in it for the notoriety. I know you not.
And I've been blessed with so many opportunities. And on top of that, sometimes there don't be time to like put that shit up. Like it's been a lot of things I haven't posted that I've been around. Like not off like just not trying to show, but ain't no time. Like I'm working. I might capture some shit for the memory of it, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's like.
Stay working.
Yeah, facts. You know, we work out here.
Sometimes
you know what I
mean?
mean?
So caught up in the work, you forget to celebrate the shit. And honestly, that's what I say. Like, I'm still working right now. I celebrate later. But right now, I'm working. I'm grinding. Like,
I mean, but this is part of the celebration. Any other gig, the crazy thing is, like, one thing I was telling my peoples the other day is just, in my instance, maybe you too, but you got to find a way to reinvent yourself every so often.
Yes.
Before you... Like, to me, it looked corny to try to hold on to the crown or to just be like, you know,
Especially when you multi-talented. Like,
Yeah.
you can't literally just because you're good at one thing. Like, even with me, just because I was good at modeling, I knew it was time to branch off and do different things. Like, I invested money in my ATVs and dirt bikes for my fiance. You know, I invested in. We got a studio. I resell clothes. I go buy brand new clothes and resell them online for it. You know, it's just so many different hustles and so many different things. Like,
streams of revenue.
Man,
It takes 7 streams of revenue to become a millionaire.
7.
That is a fucking fact. I ain't made it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. But I think that's what I like too. I mean, thank God for the blessings of my talent. But I'm not afraid to try something. Like when I got in, because I asked you about the photography, but it was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to get into it because it's like, why not? Like just try shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I tweeted that shit. Like it look corny when you try something new, but when that shit work out, it is to the it work out to the fucking most.
I'm telling you.
Nah. So what do you like more? You like the modeling or the acting?
I really can't say because I love modeling. Like, one thing about me, I love modeling, but I don't like the way that modeling is just one picture. So you might get a picture of somebody, and most of the time you're just somebody's muse. Like the clothes I wear, I don't really pick those most of the time now, you know, because people calling me like, hey, I got a line that needs their eyelashes modeled or they need their clothes modeled. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of just like a muse, and you just shut up, be quiet, and take this picture.
Right.
So, but with acting, I feel like a lot of these projects, it's like you can really bring awareness to situations. You can really have a voice. You can really, you know what I'm saying, put on for the brown skinned girls of the world.
Yeah, really.
They can be on TV.
Really send a message through the acting and the talking.
Because I kind of feel like modeling is oversaturated now, especially with Instagram. Like a lot.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
girls,
Instagram model has become a actual profession. Like Instagram model.
Yep, it really has, and it kind of got these girls mind blown because they buy their followers, they buy their likes, and they edit their pictures crazy, and it's like, this not you all the way around. These not your followers. These not your friends. These people don't like your stuff. These are not real comments, and you know what I'm saying. These not even real photos of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what's real anymore?
Just dissected the average Instagram model's life.
Like, it's crazy. And then what really made it crazy to me is before I moved down here, they probably could have catfished me. Like, oh yeah, that person having their way, but being down here and in the mix and, you know, knowing what I know and everything, man, people be homeless, sleeping on couches, don't got a car, like stripping, and kids sleeping in other people's houses. It goes down. Like, you know, but this is where dreams are made. Like, you know, people go through a lot down here, and but it's a lot of cap with it though. You know what I'm saying?
I thank God. Shouts out to my man Dave, to everybody who owned the studio that let me sleep here at the time when I was fucked up. Because when I got here, before cap was it, man, these lying ass niggas who was fucking fraudulent. Man. Like, I get it. Everybody knows somebody that know that somebody.
Yes.
But I had to weed out all of the fuck niggas. Like, it'd be so many people that waste your time. Yeah. And I don't know. It's weird because I guess coming from the city though, like, if you a knowledgeable person, you gonna see like, all right, this is like some fraudulent shit. But down here, they get that shit off.
So good.
Like, come on. Like, when I got hit to the discount mall,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, everybody here, like, everybody here is just like, they in cahoots with what the fuck.
Telling you.
But nah, you definitely, it's definitely a process to weed out, like, being around the right people, and then who the fuck really got your best interest.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm trying to get to that point because, like you said, you like to give out education. I guess I like to do it in a certain way, like with conversations like this. I wouldn't say I'm a good teacher, but I just want to be a good representation of, like, you know what I mean, like, multitask, like, just go for that shit. Like, I got a couple homies now in the city that I really hate to say it, but they don't got the drive, and I can't be there to care about they shit more than them. Like, I can't. Like, I sacrificed a lot to get here. Yeah. Man, so I meant to ask you, too, so with the P-Valley situation, you had a choice to go on the second season?
Yeah. Yep. They invited me back. They called me back and was like, hey, you know, you're one of our core battle girls. You always was on set on time. You always, because a lot of girls don't come with their hair and makeup, you know, at least presentable. You know what I'm saying? Because they got people there to touch it up and stuff, but yeah, that can make people not book you and all that stuff too. But yeah, they always just like, hey, you always show up, you good, you do what you supposed to do. You know, hey, we want you to come back on season 2. I literally was the only one, the only bottle girl from season 1. It was like one other one, but yeah.
So you gonna be doing the bottle girl in season 2?
Yep, bottle girl, and you know, just some extra little stuff.
Whatever is being thrown under that union contract. Nah. So a picture that stood out that I was excited for before the shit came out was you was in the BMF chair, crossing over into your production credits. So let's define, if you can, what for people who don't know, the type of production that you do.
So in my own life, in my everyday life, I do a lot of production with movies, and you know, I've been doing a little bit with TV, but mostly just doing a lot with music videos with my fiance at the house of shoots. So all the big music videos, so the Gucci Man, his whole that album that just came out where he's standing on top of the tanks and stuff like that. I went and found those tanks for him, you know, just everything that needs to get done, the locations, you know, where the girls at, you know, get people on set, like, get this look, you know, I'm pulling focus, you know, I'm doing a lot behind the scenes, you know, just because it's our family business. So, you know, when it comes to being on set, on BMF, I was a stand-in, actually. So I was working behind the scenes with production, you know, just, you know, making sure the angles and everything was right before the actors came on. And then, of course, I took that role because I also wanted to see, like, you know, being an actor is very hands-on. It's like you got to go to classes. You got to, you know, you got to learn how to cry on cue. Like, you know, it's a lot that you got to, it's an art for real. It's a skill. So it's like, I was, you know, cool with coming on set and just being cute and keeping my mouth shut, but now I got to talk, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me sit here and learn, you know what I'm saying, from the greats. So I'm on there with just legendary actors, and I'm just like, oh my God, this man was on Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Like, this man was on, what's the movie, with, what is his name? I'm terrible with names again. Like, I'm super terrible with names.
It's
what
cool.
What is his name? Ed.
What movie?
He from the one where they it's the best movie, the best drug movie, from New York.
American Gangster.
Mitch.
Oh, Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. The man that paid in full in there. I'm looking like,
damn, I'm terrible with names too.
Me too. Like,
but I know who you talking about though. He a fucking classic.
Disrespectful when I don't know people's names, but I'm just terrible with names. But you know, just seeing all these older actors, then seeing the brand new actors. This is Meech's first thing. You know what I'm saying? So to see Meech break out into him being an actor and breaking generational curses, like, you know, with his family and everything is, and you know, trying to tell his dad's story in a, you know, presentable way to the world. Like,
doing it pretty fucking well.
It definitely would. Then being on there with 50 Cent, Tasha Smith, like, man, that shit was just, it was unimaginable. Like, that shit was just black excellence all the way around the table. And the shit was getting done dead in my face. And I'm like, damn, we can do this shit.
Yeah, facts. So does that draw, I mean, because I know the answer to this question, but does that draw more of, like, what you want to build outside of yourself going into the future?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you sound like me, like you get put into it and not really knowing too much about it, but you just soak it all in.
Yep. I'm a student wherever I go. That's why I say I'm big on education. Like, you'll see me in a room and I might not know one thing about anything, but I might pick up on the lingo. I might be on my phone Googling it, or I might just be, you know, just trying to get some examples or whatever. Just curious, like trying to learn, like trying to be, I'm always trying to be at the top of the pile. Like, I don't care if we sitting here playing tic-tac-toe. I'm going to be sitting here trying to figure out what I can do to beat you. Like, I'm always trying to win. So that's one thing I always learned. Like, if I'm going to spend my time doing it, like, I'm going to be the best at it that I can possibly be, because why waste my time? Like,
I don't got it in me to get into something and to quit.
Yeah,
like
it's
because for one, it's gonna have to be a hell of an interest for me to even get into it.
Right.
Like I'm gonna have to be curious enough, and then when that strikes, getting into it, like I wreck myself. Like oh man, like let's say even being like a CEO in a sense, like if I'm watching like a TV show or something, like one of my favorite shows is like Billions and this other show called Succession. But I hear a term that they talking about, and I'm gonna Google the term. Like, hold on, what the fuck is? Hold on, what that word mean? Just so when I'm in a conversation, and if I'm already like trying to play that position of something, then everything, like you said, is sponge worthy. It's like I'm gonna soak it in, because if it make the script, it gotta mean something, though. Yeah. And you know, it's just I just live off of that. Just like Kanye said, it like giving up is harder than trying.
Like, it really is.
And we in too deep with this shit, though.
I'm telling you. Too late to turn back now.
Nah, facts.
I'm trying to tell you.
Now, you said you had some questions for me. If you don't, it's all good. But
I do. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I just really want to know, you know, how hard. But see, I thought that you was always in dating. Like, I always would see you film and stuff or whatever. But I just wonder, like, you know, was it hard for you to transition? Like, you know, just being, you know, big where you come from. Then you transition and you might know a couple people, but it's like you really starting over. Like, how was that process for you?
Fun. I mean, it was okay. It was fun, but it was difficult because, you know, always starting over. I'm a nobody into this city. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just like, okay, bet. So then, but shit like that, it's a fun challenge to me. It's like, all right, like, I'm a squirrel to the streets, but how do I let these people know who I am? And on top of that, my confidence of like I said, I'm nonchalant. But if you see my work and my page, I maneuver is like I live off the quote, perception is reality. Yeah. Like, so you're gonna go to my page. If you don't know me for who I am, you're gonna go to my page and see my work, and that's gonna be intriguing enough to be like, okay, let's shoot a video for him. Yeah. So when I first moved to LA, I didn't know nobody. I had a crazy story even moving to LA. Like that shit was crazy.
What's the goods? What's the goods
on LA? So all right, so shout out to my man Shot Smoke. I remember I had a crazy little thing in Dayton where I stayed there for like a couple years, and I'm like, well, I got to get out of Dayton now. I had my son and everything, but this is like, man, this ain't gonna work here. Like I felt like a sense of like losing my mind being there, like because a lot of people hate like just. You know, you gotta take care of your son, and I'm like, I can do that shit anywhere in the fucking world. Right. Like, nigga, I'm a real dad. Like, I'm gonna make this shit be known. So I remember, man, it's a crazy cheap ass story. I'm gonna make it quick though. Dayton, I couldn't fly to Dayton to LA. It's too much money. So I had to go from Dayton to Vegas when they had, I think it was Frontier, $60 flight. I remember I was so down and bad. I had a rush card when Rush came in. Simmons had that shit. I had no bank account at the time. Like, something happened to where they took, I only had like $120 on there. They took like 50. Damn. Went to Vegas with like $60, but one of my homies that I knew in Orlando had set me up with a video shoot in Vegas. Got to Vegas, charged homie $600 a video. He wanted 2 videos, so now I got $1,600. Shot the videos in Vegas, caught a mega bus from Vegas down to LA. My homie the mega bus was like $25, like 5-hour ride. Rolled down to LA. My homie was like, look, bro, like, it's the couch right here. You know what I mean? Shower. He had his lady coming in back and forth at the time. But then it just all ended up being on me. And then, you know, when my back to the wall, like I always live like my back is to the wall, period. Right. I always be trying to think like, all right, before the bad happened, act like it's already happened. So what I did was on Instagram, you know, you put up a location where you at, like, you know, I'm recording at, you know, tree sounds or some shit. Okay. But it was LA studios. So I look at whatever LA studio, Paramount Studios, everybody that's rapping, hit them. Yo, book me for your music video, check out my work. Like to the point where Instagram was stopping me. It was the first time Instagram stopped me. I hit like 200 comments. Yeah. But everybody who was at these studios rapping, yo, book me. Like, what, you in the Valley? All right, you. Footwork. Yeah, hell yeah. Crazy. Guerrilla marketing. So it just turned into that. And then when people see my work on my page, that's where it's like, oh, I bet, yeah, okay. And then you just get to bouncing around, and then they get to seeing my page, and then they see my work. And that's so the transition, it was definitely hard. But all that shit just made me just really understand, like, bro, it's literally in your hands, like, of anywhere you go, anything you do, and if it don't work, you can only blame yourself.
Oh God.
So, and you know, and I find the thrill out of it. Even down here, I didn't know nobody, but I can never be arrogant. I just be like, man, my talent came from God, because I'm always getting into these positions to work with people, and that's how I got on the movie set with Marseille Martin. And shouts out to Josh, her dad, Carol. Like, they put me in position and just trusted me with the camera, and you know, I mean, in a sense, it's trusting myself, and it'd be so rough in between trying to handle it, but it's like, man, like, you just so deep into it right now. It's like, how the fuck can you even think to just be like, this is too much? Like I seen a quote. It was like, if you going through hell, then why stop there?
Right.
Like, it's like, shit, just keep going.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. We about to wrap up too. What's a good quote to live off of?
Ooh. Let's see.
That's my first time trying that question too. I think I got you.
You got me too. You stumped me. But this not the best quote, but this is a quote that one of my friends, we was in school, and like, she had went, I don't know, she went through a job application or something, but she was just like, never let anybody tell you no. And I was like, what you mean? Like, she was like, I'm not finna let them people tell me no. I'm finna call them tomorrow and be like, look, I know you told me no yesterday, but look, this is the reason why, da-da-da. And so I was just like, this girl crazy as hell, talking about never let nobody tell you no. People say no to people all the time, but as I started getting into my career and people start telling me, oh, you too short to model, or oh, you too thick, or you too skinny, or you too this, or you too that, like, just never let nobody tell you no. Like, you know what I'm saying? You are the ultimate person that gives the answers out, you know, you and God, but you know, of course, like, you are going to create your own destiny. So, you know, just never let nobody tell you no and discourage you from doing exactly what you want to do. Now, if you out here doing some bullshit and you know you shouldn't be doing that, please stop. But if you really on your grind and people just, you know, you getting them hard critics, and you know, it happens in life, but don't never let that stuff knock you down. Like, always, like, go for what you know.
I love a good quote that's so simple, but it has like 100,000 different meanings behind it, though. All right, Taylor, I love you to death. I thank you so much. You always been rocking with me. I always go to you for video shoots, you know, the modeling and everything. But I'm proud of you. I thank you, and I appreciate you for just, you know, being a great friend of mine. It's like, I'm definitely proud to say you a friend. And I mean it, because I just know where we came from with this shit. So thank you. Please let people know what you have going on right now or coming up.
Right now it's the end of the year, so I'm literally trying to get everything done that I wanted to do in 2021. So I'm doing eyebrows and lashes. I'm starting a whole new business. You know, I already got 2 other successful businesses, and then with me modeling and acting, those my other 2 business, my 4th and 5th business. So, you know, everything is about just being an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got phones, they ring all the time, and I just be, you know what I'm saying, making it happen. Every day it should be some type of income coming in. So, you know, one thing about me, I'm not always pretty. You might see me at my bike shop in Conyers, MX Bike Shop. Come holla at me, you know what I'm saying? I don't wear no nails no more because I be pushing bikes. I be taking carburetors off and shit. All that. For real.
That's
like,
clutch.
I'm literally a jack of all trades. Like, one thing, me and my fiance, we real life we work hard. You know, we black people, you know, people like, oh, y'all rich. And I'm like, nah, we real life. We work hard. Like, one thing about it, we gonna have what we have because we working really hard for it. So, you know, I got some shows coming up that I'm in that should be coming out next year, 2022. You know, I got my modeling class that's definitely going strong right now. It's virtual right now this year because my December bookings are off the wall. Like, I just had to turn down the show Atlanta yesterday.
Word.
Yes, and I
That's deep.
I really wanted to. I was supposed to be some attractive customer that was gonna be featured on there, and I was just like, damn, I'm already booked at Tyler Perry Studios tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doing something for him, and it's a specialty.
But look at the why I can't do it scenario, which is amazing. That's amazing.
You know, it's just really a blessing because it's like sometimes in my life I'll be at home doing nothing. You know, for a couple weeks I might be at home doing nothing, just waking up every morning, going to my bike shop, humble as I don't know how. Just I'm the worker, the boss. You know, I'm the janitor. I sweep up the floors. I do everything. But you know, some days I be on set and I got a personal assistant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being in all ranges of life. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing how to gracefully walk through it all and just get through it. That's what I'm on right now. So 2022, I just want to be even more of a bigger boss.
Hell yeah.
Bigger level.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Expand and, you know, just keep it moving and hopefully go bigger with the acting. This year I finally just did my research on it, see if I really liked it, and I'm definitely loving it. You know, I got different roles coming in. I had a role come in. I did like 4 auditions this week. So, you know, like I'm trying to run my businesses, do my auditions.
Keep the schedule busy.
I'm trying to book my oncoming stuff. I got to make sure I'm good. So I'm just a lady running ragged, but, you know, I'm blessed because it's like, you know, at a point I ain't had nothing going on. So now all this going on is just a blessing. So
can't complain. Well, I appreciate you, Taylor.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all tune in. Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Keep on dreaming. We out.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.